Oh, what a night in Charleston, South Carolina. One of the most scenic spots in the United States. The site of this matchup presented by Gildan. Charleston Battery returns home looking to avenge its largest loss in league history to take on Monterey Bay in the first ever meeting between these two sides. Hi, everybody. John Gross alongside Jose Rodriguez. We'll start things off with a look at the Eastern Conference table. And despite a 7-0 loss last time out for Charleston Battery, look who's number one. They're sitting atop the table. Meanwhile, Monterey Bay, losers of winless in its last 3 matches. They are nestled in that 8th spot entering today's matchup. So Charleston coming off of that 7-0 defeat. They're going to have to turn things around quickly, Jose.
Well, absolutely. You know, I think they have the talent to do it. You know, these are things that happen within the regular season. You go through ups and downs. This one, you know, completely unexpected because Charleston, they have been solid defensively. But, you know, the reality as well is that you were facing the defending champions. You were facing San Antonio, one of the top teams in the USL Championship. But to turn things around, you're going to have to look for goals. This is not the team that is going to rely on the work defensively. They need to score, and that's why they have Augie Williams, 5 goals already this year, and he should be ready to go here tonight.
Augie Williams, a prolific goal scorer, but if you want to talk about goals and you want to talk about a dynamic attack, take a look at Monterey Bay.
Well, a lot of quality as well. Listen, for Monterey, sometimes it's about finding that balance when you play at home and when you play on the road. I think if you look at the numbers in terms of assists, in terms of goals, those are the right combinations right now for them. And they are working. Forget about possession, forget about anything else. It's about scoring and getting assists and moving the ball. And here's Alex Dixon. You know, exactly, if we talk about assists, if we talk about goals, we have to talk about Alex Dixon. 7 goals already this year.
What a tremendous addition he has been coming in from Pittsburgh a season ago. Well, it should be a fun one tonight. Charleston Battery, Monterey Bay, the black and yellow, and the crisp and kelp. First ever meeting between these clubs. We'll have lineups and kickoff next on ESPN+.
The style we want can have unwanted impact. That's why, in our apparel making, we've been reducing our water use, increasing our use of renewable energy, and looking after the career growth of our employees. Can we say we solved all of the industry problems? No, but we can say we make apparel with respect for the earth and many of its species, the ones we hope to protect, and the ones we've never met.
You hear all the time about Diamonds Direct's prices and selection and warranties. All true, and all good reasons to give us a visit. But what really sets Diamonds Direct apart is something that's hard to put into words. But you will feel it, you'll know it, from the minute you walk in. It's our unique culture, our passion, our genuine and absolute desire to totally revolutionize the way you experience jewelry shopping. It's why we do what we do. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat, because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health Sports Medicine.
This is an important time for the black and yellow.
Augie Williams, the shot, score! Unbelievable! The Battery will win it!
Trey Muse gets the job done.
Gildan is proud to partner with the Charleston Battery. Gildan, a leader in high-quality, comfortable apparel basics, is located right here in the Low Country. To learn more about their product offerings, visit Gildan.com. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Bud Light, and we will start with the black and yellow, led by Ben Pierman. Here's the starting 11 for Coach Pierman.
Well, a dynamic lineup. You know, we listed as a 4-4-2. It could be as well a 4-2-2-2. And at times they might even play with 3 in the back. But, you know, obviously Williams at the top and Barajas, very important players. The support system comes with Crawford and Rodriguez.
On the flip side, here's the starting 11 for Frank Yallop. He has over 40 years of professional experience as a player and as a coach.
4-3-3 formation, you know, interesting with Martinez playing as a left back, usually an attacking player, but, you know, taking on a different role. And at the top, Chuy Enriquez on the left side, Boone on the right side, and Valesky, very important. Obviously, they're missing Sam Glittle, and Dixon will try to take on that role here this afternoon.
Once again, those lineups are brought to you by Bud Light. First ever meeting between these clubs. You have a matchup between Charleston Battery. They are, along with Richmond Kickers, the longest continually operated club in the United States. On the flip side, Monterey Bay, just the second year of its existence. They did not play a season ago, so this is a historic matchup between these two.
And on your feet. And it's going. It's team time at Patriots Point.
There's Jeremy Shear, our match referee, waiting for his whistle. And away we go. 5-2-3 Charleston Battery. And nearly a giveaway early, and it is a giveaway early. A strike. Was there a deflection? "13 seconds in, and Christian Valesky, the reigning player of the month, nearly bagged one."
Well, a good play from Valesky, putting pressure from the get-go. He gets the second chance that time after the ball bounces to the right side, takes the right-footed shot, and it goes over the bar. It looks like, you know, the ball, Valesky's not very happy because, yeah, I mean, if the ball is not in perfect condition, you get that type of opportunity, you want a good ball.
Right.
So, you know, but an early opportunity here for Monterey, and something to think about if you're Charleston. You're coming off a game where you struggle defensively and you want to limit mistakes.
On feed for Augie Williams, and it's cut out for a throw. Well, one of the big storylines in this one, Monterey Bay down a lot of players, some key players. Injury report brought to you by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. Look at those names. Those are all starters right there.
Yeah, I think, you know, they're missing Glittle, of course, Roberts defensively. They're missing them all, but, you know, Glittle, it's just a key component tactically for Frank Yallop. So they will struggle if they don't have him on the field, but I should say that with this lineup, they are capable of winning road games. So Charleston, they have to be really careful here.
Frank Yallop told us earlier in the week that he's looking towards the Christian Valeskis, the Alex Dixons of the world, to get things going on the attacking end. And he's also called upon Maury Donor, Adrian Rebelar, and Kai Green to hold down the fort defensively as Williams tracks after it. And it will be a goal kick. Ben Pierman, his first year in charge of this Charleston squad, the reigning coach of the year, coming in from Memphis 901. His move to Charleston was one of the biggest storylines of the USL offseason.
Yeah, and you know, rightfully so for Charleston. They look for the right guy because he has been able to turn the program around. If you look at Charleston Battery last year at this point in time, you know, it's a completely different team. So a lot of credit goes to Coach Pierman. But again, there's a long way to go here.
Oh, chance ahead here. Valesky nearly slipped past that back line. A.J. Patterson, the captain, able to cut him off. You mentioned improvement from last year to this year.
Yeah.
Jose, they won 6 matches a season ago. A win today, they will match that win total.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's just think about, you know, what it takes for a team to only win 6 games in a year, and for them to turn it around so quickly, it's unbelievable.
Alvara elevates long, nobody with it. Especially for a club with this history. It was the worst season in the club's 30-year history. They have turned things around quickly under the leadership of Ben Pierman.
Well, if you're a fan for Charleston, I think you're very happy, you know, by the way the team reacted to having a bad season. You know, just not letting it be something that you're okay with. You know, try to move on from it. They not only tried to move on from it, but they did it the right way, bringing key players, bringing a good head coach. So, job well done so far.
You just saw a look at Frank Yallop with his 4th USL Championship club, a 2-time MLS Coach of the Year. Chris Allen. The English midfielder lays it back for Rodriguez. Archer knocks out wide. Numbers inside the 18. If they can get across it, they can. Central feed, and it's tapped wide.
Beautifully done by Charleston that time, moving the ball from side to side. It all started on the left side, now through the middle, opening onto the right side, taking on the 1v1 challenge here. Good cross coming in, but just unable to finish right in front of goal. That's a missed opportunity that time.
There's the 17-year-old Fidel Barajas, who could not convert. And they're asking a lot of Barajas, a very highly touted player, somebody who Ben Pierman calls a generational prospect. But again, he's only 17 years old.
Yeah, and you know, for him, it's a good start to the season, but you know, you can expect at this point in his career for him to be a little bit, you want him to be consistent, but you know, when you're 17 years old, there are so many things going on that at times you will struggle. So you need to be ready mentally when things are not going your way.
He's got his last 6 matches without a goal contribution. Nonetheless, a goal and 3 assists in the season for the 17-year-old, who is in a starting role this year after playing just 3 matches a season ago for Charleston. There is Barajas, who won the CONCACAF U17 Championship with Mexico in February. Declan Wynn. Vara looking for Dodson. There is Rodriguez. Now Barajas back towards Rodriguez. Win. Physical challenge by Ribolar, and it heads the opposite way.
Good energy early on from Charleston. I think they have been aggressive when they have the ball, and they have been aggressive as well when they don't have the ball as they try to recover. So, you know, a good start. You know, it's going to take some time for them as well to figure out what Monterey is going to try to do. You know, Monterey is a good team. You know, things might not be going their way lately, but, you know, they are a very good team.
You figure a quick start would be crucial for Charleston today, given their 7-0 loss last time. We talked so much with Coach Pierman about how do you move past that moment. And he said, first of all, we had to acknowledge that it was an embarrassing match. As you look at some of the keys to the game, brought to you by Gildan, a leader in high-quality, comfortable apparel basics located right here in the Low Country. Barajas taps it through. Rodriguez sneaks it in. Quite the start for Charleston Battery. And it's 1-0 in the 8th minute.
And again, we saw this quality of soccer just a few moments ago. Barajas missed the opportunity in front of goal, but this time, once again, the ball coming in from the right. Now taking their time inside the box, which is something, it's a luxury. Sometimes you just don't have enough time. But this time, the right combination, Barajas, left-footed pass and left-footed finish for Rodriguez as well inside the box. The rotation works again as Rodriguez moves ahead Barajas and finishes in front of goal. Quite a beauty of a goal here and a great start for the home side.
Second goal of the season for Rodriguez, and that dazzling play is brought to you by Diamonds Direct. We just talked about the need for a fast start. There it is for Charleston.
Yeah, I think they needed that, and you know, they were doing things right. You know, they were patient, especially in this the goal. I think the buildup was just outstanding. The timing, and quickly to recover here again.
There is Barajas, the 17-year-old, tees one up, and Barajas sneaks it just off target. A flurry of early chances for Charleston Battery.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're Monterey, you really have to be careful at this point, because it seems like everything is clicking right now for Charleston. Good pressure in the middle, Barajas takes on a counter-attack, maybe rushes the shot a little bit, but still a good opportunity that time. If you're Monterey, you just have to weather the storm.
Offside flag was raised. Charleston coming off of that 7-0 loss against San Antonio, largest defeat in the club's USL Championship history. That was the 5th most goals scored by any team in a single match in league history. There is Rodriguez, who just scored his 2nd goal of the season. I love the quote from Ben Pyramid. He said his wife compared it to Space Jam, the Monstars versus Bugs Bunny, the way that one went down. But a different start today. The 8th minute goal by Arturo Rodriguez. Barajas. Back to Rodriguez, who scored. Duo connected on the 8th minute goal. And it will be a throw. Fans, Battery matches are the perfect place to make lifelong memories with your friends and family. Your group of 10 or more can enjoy discounted tickets, exclusive on-field experiences, and private hospitality areas to catch the match. Visit charlestonbattery.com to learn more and plan a memorable night here at Patriots Point. Beautiful venue, beautiful setting for this one. And an earlier start, 5 p.m. kickoff time here on the East Coast. And it is announced as a sellout today. And the fans have been treated to a strong start, looking for more. Dodson, certainly too heavy on that cross.
The ball movement continues to work for Charleston. And again, another cross. Good run as well, running into space from Dodson. And if you really think about what this team has been able to do in the first 10 minutes, you don't highlight the individual play. You highlight what they have been able to do collectively. They are working well as a unit, so off to a good start. I'm sure Ben Pyramid's very happy right now.
Putting a lot of pressure on this back line and a lot of pressure on the starting keeper today for the visitors, Carlos Herrera, who did not play the last 3 matches. This is just his 4th appearance of this season. We had seen Anthony Siaha for much of the year, but it's Herrera who gets the start in net. Monterey Bay coming off of a 2-1 defeat against New Mexico. A man advantage for much of the second half in that one, but just could not take advantage. Gallup said that thought the 2 goals they conceded were really poor, and it was a match that just didn't see many chances for either team, but New Mexico was able to convert. Monterey Bay was not. Win, long toss, well placed to Chris Allen. Battling with Kai Green. Running the captain band with Hugh Roberts out for Monterey Bay. Ball over the top, skips into the hands of Carlos Herrera. He trialed with the club prior to last season, but did not make the team. And then in season last year was signed to a 25-day contract due to an injury. And he has stuck with the club since then.
Well, sometimes it's about taking advantage of opportunities, right? I mean, listen, it's not easy to be a professional soccer player. academies around the country are full of players, and yet, you know, a small percentage makes it to the professional level. So when you get an opportunity, you better take advantage.
There's another opportunity today, just his 4th appearance of the season. There's Barajas on the defensive end, making that one out for a throw. Secchi able to switch fields. There's Alex Dixon, who has 7 goals this season. 7 goals on a total of 9 shots.
It's a good finisher, huh?
Yes, I'd say so.
Monterey, they're starting to settle down a little bit. They're enjoying a little bit more possession.
The better build-ups we've seen from them so far as Boone slips it across, finds the chest of Dixon. Hughes now getting a award from Jeremy Shear.
Good job here on the build-up for Monterey. Been winning on the left side, bringing the cross in. Dixon just a step behind, then a little bit of contact, but I think offside was in place as well. As soon as Dixon gets contact with the ball, Valesky appeared to be ahead.
Barajas, nice little turn, finds Wynn. All centrally for Williams. Declan Wynn. Barajas.
Beautiful.
Switches fields. Lovely played to Dodson. Dodson dances. Dodson taken down. Looking for a whistle. And it will simply be a goal kick.
Well, not an easy decision for the referee. It appears to be some contact inside the box. We'll have another look. We have this luxury again. The referee needed to make a decision in this split second. Is there enough for a penalty? I don't know. I think Dodson gets a touch on the ball, moves it past, and he knows he's not going to get to it.
Either way, how about that ball from Barajas?
Oh, beautiful.
Remember, he's 17 years old. Wynn rolls through, looking for Speedy Rodriguez, who keeps it in play. Rodriguez looking for a whistle.
What an effort play from Rodriguez. Just, you know, sometimes I think, you know, we emphasize so much in Barajas, and that ball, you know, switching sides was just outstanding. But there's a beauty to the effort play from Arturo Rodriguez as well. I think that's I just love it. You know, personally, I think, you know, when you see that from a player that just scored a goal, you know, just not giving up on any single ball, it's beautiful.
It's the winning type of plays as Valesky tracks after one. Took a fortuitous ricochet for Monterey Bay. And let's take a look back at this play that you were just talking about from Arturo Rodriguez.
Yeah, look, first, you know, he slides and keeps the ball in play, and he knows he's falling down, and then he gets another touch with his head. It's just, I mean, if you get that from all of the 22 players on the field, you're guaranteed to have a wonderful match. You know, you have to match that energy, and I'm sure for the rest of the Charleston Battery players, when they see that from Arturo, they want to do it as well.
I don't know the last time I've seen a player head a ball on his stomach.
Yeah.
A crunching tackle, but it is clean as a whistle by Nevelo Yoseki, native of Sudan. His 5th start of the season. Wynn elevates across. Another well-placed ball. Here's Dodson to the right flank. Dodson's cross finds the head of Williams, and Herrera is there.
Another good cross from the right side. I'm going to be honest here. I'm surprised that Augie Williams didn't go for a goal right there. I mean, he was right in front of a line, let alone. So I'm really surprised because I'm sure he's always looking to score, but this time he was looking for the assist. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to find a connection inside the box.
He's one of the greatest goal scorers in league history, 13th all time with 58 in his USL Championship career. So I'm with you.
Yeah,
it's a bit surprising.
I think he'll want that one back. When he watches the highlights here, he'll be like, I needed to take that shot right there. Didn't have a great angle, but I mean, he could have scored from there.
There's Murray Donor. Slips it through. Oh, really nice ball. Cross centrally. And is cleared out of the 6. It's Enriquez making that run who received it.
Well, we said it earlier, you know, Monterey, they are a good team. When they have the ball, when they are in possession, they're a good team. So we shouldn't be surprised that they can be successful from the build-up. I think that was a great play. But the one thing that they have been lacking right now is presence inside the box. But when they have possession, they can be dangerous.
Velasquez gives chase, and Hughes pulses off his line to get there. You mentioned this Monterey Bay attack. They are tied for the league lead in goals scored. At this point from last season, 10 matches through, they've scored 7 more goals than they did a season ago. Significant improvement this year, in year 2 of the club's history under Frank Yallop. But again, out some key players, Sam Glidel being one of them.
Yeah, and Sam Glidel, you know, one of my favorite players in the league, just because he's able to do so much tactically for this team. Ooh.
Oh, a poor giveaway. It's Dixon who takes it back.
Well, when you're on the road, you just have to take advantage of those mistakes. So Dixon, not a good pass. I think he was looking for Chuy Enriquez. It ended up being a shot, but it's a bad giveaway for Trey Hughes, and you have to take advantage, especially when you're already down a goal.
Another nice ball. Dodson so dangerous in that attacking third, and he takes a tumble. Will we see a card? And we will. Elmer Rodriguez shown the yellow.
Well, I think this one, there's no doubt about this one. We talked about, you know, a penalty just a few minutes ago that it was, and it was a good call from the referee. This time, good control, switching sides again, and then it's Walmer Martinez, clips him from behind. Now again, Martinez is not a defensive player. He moves on to the left side out of necessity for this team.
This yellow card is brought to you by Spink's Convenience Stores, located across South Carolina. It's Barajas and Rodriguez who stand over it. That duo connected at the 8th minute goal. Barajas feeding Rodriguez back in the 8th. It is Rodriguez who plays it across, and it's headed out of the 18. Now knocked centrally, and Herrera comes off his line to snag it. Well, his throw intercepted, perfectly read by Polvara. Barajas now. Barajas slips it across. Nobody on the receiving end. Pop right back inside the 18, and Herrera, who has been a busy man in the first 23 minutes, will take his time here, allow his team to regroup. And Monterey Bay will make an early change. Alex Dixon will come off, one of the leading goal scorers. He's 2nd in the Golden Boot race. He exits, and Jesse Maldonado will replace him. And you see the trainer out there in the field with him. Well, there's an indication there.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate for Monterey. It's not a good start at all. They already have a long list of injuries. Dixon, like we mentioned before, playing, you know, in that same position, a very key position tactically for this team that usually, you know, it's for Sam Glidel. Now Dixon is out. Man, it's not looking good. But then again, we talked about opportunities. Here it is, one for Maldonado.
Dixon had been playing through an ankle injury. Frank Gallup said he thought that he'd be all clear to go today. Oh, what a beautiful build-up. Up to head to Barajas. And Kai Green, the first one to it.
Leland, we gotta get a message to Robbie.
There's Rodriguez.
Ball back to the winger too much. He's gotta cut that out, okay? Talk to Robbie.
There's touch for Maldonado, who just entered. This press causing some issues. A lot of giveaways for Monterey Bay.
He's sitting between.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. They haven't been careful with the ball in the middle. And I think at this point, they'll likely be won by 1 goal.
And Valesky, really poor giveaway. Barajas now to Williams. Augie Williams. Slips one through, gets under the legs of Valesky. Oh, nice sliding challenge by Wynn. Tee from distance, brought in by Carlos Herrera.
Well, right now, it's all about Charleston. I think they need to take advantage of just how inconsistent Monterey has been in the middle of the field. You know, things can turn very quickly in a soccer match, and as it stands right now, it's Charleston dominating, but Monterey at some point, they're going to come back.
There's Novello Yoseki, who is shaken up. He'll stay in the pitch. Good sight to see for someone who is the mainstay in this midfield. And it's Robbie Crawford whistled for the foul. Crawford, in his second stint with Charleston, he was transferred from Monterey Bay mid-season last year back to Charleston. The first ever player to play against Monterey Bay, who formerly played for the club.
There's a good initial touch that time from Donor. Good pressure as well, defensively, just a little bit too aggressive from Crawford. There's way too much room between the lines for Monterey, John, and that's why they're struggling. They have to play a little bit more compact so that, you know, the connections are a little bit easier. And obviously Charleston, they have already recognized that, and they put pressure on the ball. They forced long balls and just giving the ball away. So, you know, a little bit of both. I think credit to Charleston for putting pressure, but Monterey, they just have to close the gap between the lines.
It's back to Charleston, courtesy of the offside. Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. There's Derek Dodson, who's been very active on that right flank. He pushes up very high from the right back spot. He's a striker by trade who came with Ben Pierman from Memphis a season ago.
Yeah, for Dodson, a very good start. But if you're Monterey, you have to understand that as he moves forward, he leaves room behind. So you need to force him to play defense. Right now, he's basically a winger.
There's Dodson again, who
it's
a forward a season ago for most of the season. But early on in the year, Ben Pierman and his crew noticed that all the analytics said that he's one of the best defensive players statistically in the league. So he jokingly said to Derek Dodson, hey, maybe we'll throw you at right back. And then sure enough, the final few matches of the season, final 9 matches of last year, they did move him to right back. And that's the position that he starts off at this year. And he feels that he's one of the best right backs in the league.
Well, you get the technical ability. You get so many things when you move a player that, you know, in a similar scenario, by the way, for Walter Martinez, although I think Martinez is struggling a little bit more with the defensive side of the position, which is not unusual when you adapt quickly within the season to a new role. But for Dodson, I think the transition has been completely different. And of course, you know, having preseason this year, that really helped.
Fourth assist this season for Dodson, who has played the full 90 in every single match this year. Has twice been Team of the Week. Here's Declan Wynn. Acres of space to work with. Wynn's cross is knocked away from the 18. Nice touch to Boone. His feed the opposite way.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
And it is Chuy Enriquez who is whistled for the foul. He's also shaken up. Going quick in the restart. Just past the half-hour mark. It was the 8th minute goal by Arturo Rodriguez, his second of the season. The 4th assist of the year for Fidel Barajas. That has Charleston Battery in front 1-0. Win. Here's Rodriguez. Crawford. And a giveaway in the midfield. Monterey Bay looking to get something going in this attacking half of the pitch. There, lifts it. Finds the chest of Ribelar. He goes down, and it will be a free kick.
Yeah, good move that time. First off, good control. As the ball was looking to move away from him, brings it down. There it is. Maybe a little bit too strong. Good control from Ribelar. And, you know, the timing defensively was not there. That opens up an opportunity here from set pieces for Monterey, which is, you know, the perfect chance for them to put numbers inside the box, which is something that they haven't been able to do the first 30 minutes of the match. So obviously important for Fur to put a good ball in here, good service inside the box, and give the strikers an opportunity.
Ball in from Obi Fair. Not very threatening. Dodson wins the header on the follow. A strike from distance. Wow. A screaming effort. Would have been a surefire goal of the week candidate, but it's simply a goal kick.
What an effort from Chuy Enriquez, and that's how quickly things can turn in a soccer match. And that's why you have to take advantage of your opportunities. The ball that comes in, Dodson clears away through the middle, big no-no, and then it's Chuy Enriquez who takes the shot from outside the box. It hits the bar, man, so close.
The Battery are back at Patriots Point on Saturday, June 2nd, facing Indy 11. Tickets are available now via SeatGeek, the Battery's exclusive ticketing provider. Get your tickets now and save up to $10 per seat when you buy in advance. Head to tickets.charlestonbattery.com today. Barajas muscled off of it by Donor. Donor is furious.
There's another look. Let's be the judge here. I don't know. I think it's an overreaction to me, that, you know. But it's good for the referee to have that conversation and calm down, guy. If you're Monterey right now, the last thing you want to do is get into an argument with the referee, to be honest, because, you know, they have been struggling with the ball. They're down a goal on the road, already down with Dixon injured. So, you know, you need to find positives here.
In case you're just joining us, Alex Dixon checked off earlier in this first half. He had been playing through an ankle situation. Was taken off earlier, replaced by Jesse Maldonado. Dixon second in the league in the Golden Boot race, so critical loss today for the visitors. The first ever meeting between these two clubs. Quick throw. Here is Dodson. Dodson tries to split through traffic, taken off of it, looking for a whistle to no avail. Enriquez. Just went along the touchline. There's Donor. This one two to Chuy Enriquez. Slips it centrally. Valesky wrapped up, and there is the whistle. That's as clear cut of a foul as you'll ever see from Leland Archer.
Yeah, but it all starts with Chuy Enriquez in the middle. I think he's finding his way in the middle of the field now with Glittle out, Dixon out. It's a good call from the referee. But it all starts with Chuy Enriquez. Charleston, they have to be careful with him. You cannot give him that much room to work with.
Enriquez, an experienced USL Championship player, first year with Monterey Bay, but last year with Oakland Roots, and with his 5th championship club. Sets up another free kick in a threatening spot here for the Crispin Kelp. This within striking distance, and it is Valesky who looks to put it through the wall. Able to keep it in play. And another giveaway. There's Chase Boone. Boone through for Donor. Donor plays one across, and it's scooped up by Trey Muse, who hasn't been tested all too much tonight. Through the opposite way, Williams. Boone towards Valesky, and it will be a throw. Fans, don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, the home of the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Thank all of you for joining us here at Patriots Point. John Gross alongside Jose Rodriguez as Augie Williams really snuck through that back line, but it's the captain today, Kai Green, who wins it back for Monterey Bay.
Well, a lot of quality right there defensively from Kai Green. If you're in a 1v1 matchup with Augie Williams, you're not in a good position right there if you're Kai Green, but he was able to recover. Job well done by the center back that time for Monterey.
And he has to anchor a battered back line. Hugh Roberts out for this team. One of 5 players out today for Monterey Bay, and this is something they've had to work through these last couple of matches. They're in a tough part of their season on the road today at Charleston. Some tough matchups coming up, although they do have 11 days off after this.
Oh, they need
to get healthy. Yep.
Yeah, they need them. You know, they're going to have to work more than working on tactics or finishing or pressure or anything else. It's just about giving the guys a breather and, you know, getting some of the legs back. And I think so far, with all the players they're missing, I think they're doing a good job. So, you know, they should be optimistic about what's coming up next for them.
There's Declan Wynn. Slips it out wide. Oh, lovely ball for Wynn. Crawford works it off the end line. Polvara. Jay Patterson, the captain. Patterson, a blast. Well off target.
With a beautiful ball initially onto the right side. And that's something that we're going to see a lot more in the second half, because Walmer Martinez already with a yellow card. It's not a defensive-minded player, and so when you put him in a position where, you know, he cannot be overly aggressive because he's already on a yellow, you're going to force him to commit mistakes. So that's a good outlet for Charleston Barrett. And of course, with Dodson on the right side, you have the perfect player for that matchup. So look for Charleston to be aggressive on that right side.
We've seen them feed Dodson and company on that right flank early and often today. Inside the final few minutes of this first 45. Williams given away. And then Yoseki called for the foul. His challenge with Crawford. Both players shaken up.
Yeah, it's one of those risky balls, a 50-50 ball in the middle. You just have to go for it. It's Williams initially with possession.
Hello, Yoseki, his 5th start of the season. He'll walk it off, good sight to see. Somebody who has a remarkable story. He's from Sudan. His family fled the war-torn country at an early age, moved to a refugee camp in Egypt, and later moved to Canada after 7 years at a refugee camp. And here he is now as a professional soccer player. Boone launches it.
It was never played.
No, that was no. Will still be a throw for Monterey Bay. Martinez. Enriquez. Donato now. Can't control.
Stay here. Switch! Give it up! Let's touch in front of you. Go drive! Drive, Adrian! Adrian!
Probably the most sustained possession we've seen today for Monterey Bay. Boone Flicks on. Revelar's feed. Knocked out by Barajas. Will be a throw inside the final couple of minutes in this first. Boone. Donor needs to maneuver his way free. Wilmer Martinez. Martinez whips it across, finds the head of Valesky. Good, not directed goalward. Goal kick on the way.
Job well done by Monterey. They were very patient with the ball. They were not able to find an outlet inside the box early on in the play. They continue to move the ball from side to side. Finally, they were able to find Martinez on the left side. Martinez a little bit more aggressive. He's able to bring the cross in, a good one. Valesky just unable to put the shot in frame. But a lot better for Monterey. Charleston, they really had them on the ropes like around the 25th minute mark, from the start to the 25th minute mark, but they just were not able to score the second goal. And guess what? Here comes Monterey.
Yeah, really since that time, it's been Monterey Bay with better chances. We've entered stoppage time, and extra time is brought to you by MUSC Health Sports Medicine.
Of additional time. Injury time is sponsored by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. Don't let an injury hurt your game. Go to MUSCHealth.org/sports to find out how to get you back in the game. Fans, a reminder that the official
1 minute of added time.
by the referee. Thank you.
It's been a fairly free-flowing first 45 minutes of action. Donor able to stay on it. See if there's time for one last build-up. Seconds ticking away. And the offside flag is raised. And with that, we have reached the half. 45 minutes in the books. It was an early goal in the 8th minute. Seemed like there could have been more to come for Charleston Battery, but just 1-0 at the half.
Yeah, for Charleston, off to a great start. You know, an early goal. They dominated the game, but they slowed down a little bit, and they gave an opportunity for Monterey to gain some momentum, and that's how we're leading into the halftime. And to be honest, at this point, it feels more like a 50-50 game. Charleston, they need to get back into possession. They need to create opportunities. And for Monterey, they just need to level the intensity for the home side.
First ever meeting between these two clubs. A beautiful venue here at Patriots Point. Charleston Battery, the 1-0 lead on the 8th minute goal by Arturo Rodriguez. Stick with us for halftime right here on ESPN+.
There's a brand new rising clear and sweet and free. There's a new day dawning that belongs to you and me.
This is no sleepy-headed, moving in reverse kind of state. We're home to barrier-breaking humans who took $7 billion and invested it in microchips, potato chips, nope, education. This investment, it builds jobs and more jobs where people create things like flying, not that. Who does all this? Forward-thinking pilgrims of change, like you. South Carolina. Now that's smart.
This is an important time for the black and yellow.
Augie Williams, the shot!
The Battery will win it. Trey Muse gets the job done.
What a beautiful night it is here in the Low Country in South Carolina. Patriots Point, the site of the first ever meeting between Charleston Battery and Monterey Bay here at halftime. And it's a beautiful night tonight. How about some nighttime soccer earlier? This is Charleston Battery training the next generation of soccer stars in Charleston, Jose.
This is a big moment. This is a big moment for the kids because these are memories that will last for a long time. You never know how many kids from this group will make it to the professional level, but regardless, this is important to have that connection between your hometown team with your kids, with the community. It's beautiful.
That's all what USL Championship is all about, connecting with the local community. And speaking of Charleston Battery, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for this squad and some intriguing matchups on tap for them.
Well, 3 of them on the road, so you know that's always challenging at the USL Championship. Obviously, with the Toros starting, you know, it's a tough matchup traveling there. So it's something that you're going to have to put all of your eggs in one basket, and that's playing good soccer at home against Indy 11 in Detroit City. That's going to be important for them in that 5-game stretch right here.
Yeah, we'll see what's coming up for Charleston Battery. On the flip side, Monterey Bay, they have some time off. They don't play again until the end of this month. So a nice little break for them when they return back home.
Yeah, well, Tulsa's struggling a little bit right now, so, you know, that's a good matchup for them. Loudon, a completely different team from last year, but carrying some injuries. At the moment, we'll see how they recover. And obviously, Sacramento Republic, one of the top teams in the league, and Miami FC as well, doing a lot better lately.
Well, over the last few years, Charleston Battery has created one of the most meaningful and powerful traditions in USL Championship. Let's learn more about the most meaningful seat in the league.
Those who have served and those who currently are serving the uniformed services of the United States are ever mindful of the sweetness of enduring peace has always been tainted with the bitterness of personal sacrifice. We are compelled to never forget that while we enjoy our daily pleasures, there are others who have endured or may still be enduring the agonies of pain, deprivation, and even internment. We're going to let this chair serve as a memorial to those who have served in our military of our great nation, but have not returned home to us. They are prisoners of war, and they are missing in action. America will be forever grateful for their bravery and their sacrifice to our nation. So before each game, we will place a single red rose on the chair to remind us of all the families and loved ones who are still keeping the faith, waiting for their return. We will never forget.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
There's a brand new morning, rising clear and sweet and free. There's a new day dawning that belongs to you and me.
Halftime in one of the most scenic cities in the United States, Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston Battery and Monterey Bay, first ever meeting between these two USL Championship sides. And we're starting to get to the point of the season where things are really busy, a whole lot going on around the league. And let's start off with the USL Super League. This made national news. A women's first division league announced earlier this week. 8 teams will kick off the inaugural season in August of 2024. You will not want to miss that. Truly a historic announcement in the USL. Orange County knocking out Sacramento Republic from the ranks of the unbeaten. So that means that there are no more unbeaten teams left in USL Championship, and the US Open Cup continues. Round of 16, just 2 USL Championship sides left, Pittsburgh Riverhounds and Birmingham Legion looking to carry the torch for USL Championship. This is the first night of the match today, but it's a busy rest of the night, Jose.
Yeah, I think we have some very good matchups, especially, that Miami-San Diego. It's a very good matchup. Birmingham and El Paso. Birmingham, an opportunity for them to bounce back. For Pittsburgh as well, teams that will be competing as well in US Open Cup. So they do have to manage in some way their roster. So exciting matchups here tonight.
Absolutely, and we'll take a look back briefly at some matches earlier in the week as well in USL Championship, and a lot of interesting ones.
Yeah, I think, Phoenix Rising winning 3-1 against Hartford, that's a big result for them. I think that might be the start of a good run for Juan Guerra and his team. And as well, Orange County, you talked about it. I mean, I'm still surprised about it. Orange County beating Sacramento Republic, that was something that we did not expect, and it did happen. So, I think it's all around good soccer around the country.
Absolutely. You mentioned the Orange County one. That shocking. But hey, we have 45 minutes left to play in this one. 45 minutes in the books. We will get you set for the second half of action. Stick with us right here on ESPN+.
The estimated hold time is now 96 minutes.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
Hey Google, turn up the heat.
Charleston is located in the low country of South Carolina.
The history here, it runs deep, and you can't imagine being anyplace else. This place is magical.
Gildan is proud to partner with the Charleston Battery. Gildan, a leader in high-quality, comfortable apparel basics, is located right here in the Low Country. To learn more about their product offerings, visit Gildan.com. Well, an interesting first 45 minutes of action, and we start here in the 8th minute, Jose, with the opening goal.
Yeah, I think, this comes down to what we have seen throughout the year for Charleston, which is ball movement. They start on the right side. They had an opportunity just like this one a few minutes back. This time, they find the right connection between the two Mexicans, Barajas and Rodriguez. A good finish, left-footed pass, left-footed finish.
And a little later on, started to see a little bit of life from Monterey Bay.
Yeah, I think this was the first time that they were able to connect more than 3 passes together in a sequence. And, it all ends with a good cross from Boone on the left side. It's Dixon who's not able to put a shot in frame, keeps the ball in play. And at this point, I think probably an offside call was made by the referee. And, at this point, especially, John, I thought Charleston, they were pretty much in control, and they needed that second goal. That cross, the opportunity here for Augie Williams, looks for the assist. The goal was right in front of him, but he didn't make that decision. And then just after that, they just let it down a little bit, the energy, and that led to Monterey getting opportunities just like this one. A beautiful shot from outside the box is Chuy Enriquez. The ball that hits the bar. I think both teams dodged the bullet in the sense that Monterey should be down by more than 1 goal, and Monterey at the same time, they were able to gain some momentum towards the end of the first half.
Halftime stats are brought to you by Heineken. Any numbers jump out to you?
Yeah, I think, Monterey did a lot better late in the first half, and I'm a little bit surprised that they don't have shots on target. We don't include shots on target when the ball hits the bar, so that's why that's not included. And I think 2 shots for Charleston for the great start that they had. It's a little bit low, so I would expect both those numbers to go up in the second half.
We'll see what's in store for the final 45 minutes of action in the first ever meeting between these two clubs, both of which are based right off the ocean here in Charleston, just off the Atlantic Ocean, and Monterey Bay located just over a mile away from the Pacific Ocean at Cardinale Stadium, where they play out in California. Monterey Bay 3-3-4, trying to snap a 3-match winless streak. They're battling through this with 5 players out, and they had their leading goal scorer, Alex Dixon, subbed off in the first half with an apparent injury. He had been battling through an ankle injury. Not sure what today's cause was. On the flip side for Charleston Battery, they're trying to bounce back after a 7-0 loss last time out, as Valesky goes down. And it's scooped up by Trey Muse. John Gross alongside Jose Rodriguez. Happy to have you with us on ESPN+. It was that 8th minute goal that got things started. Arturo Rodriguez, a first-year Battery man who knocked home his 2nd of the season. Quickly in the restart. That's an area that Charleston worked a lot on defensively off those restarts. They got burned a couple of times against San Antonio in that fashion.
It keeps coming and going.
Dotson worked on the way back to Carlos Herrera, who gets the start in net for Monterey Bay. It had been Anthony Siaha for much of the season.
John, aside from the header that we saw during the highlights from Augie Williams, we haven't seen plenty of touches for him. So that should be a priority for Charleston Battery, just to give Augie Williams opportunities with the ball so that he can get into the rhythm of the game, which is, difficult to do, especially in a situation where you have the lead and you don't have that responsibility to move forward as aggressively.
On the flip side for Monterey Bay, what do you want to see from them in this second half?
Well, I think for Monterey, they have to stay in the game. They have to weather the storm early in the second half and look for opportunities. The main thing for Monterey is that whenever they get a chance inside the box, they have to put the ball in the back of the net. They're not going to have a lot of opportunities. Tire legs will become a factor. Basically, they're playing the same starting 11 in back-to-back games. So it's going to be challenging for them, but you have to trust the quality of some of the players on the field right now and see if they can get at least an opportunity to grab a point here tonight.
We talked about how they're down so many key players. Frank Allop looked at it as an opportunity for other guys to step up and find some success, but he also added that they were really finding their stride because they brought back the majority of players from last year's roster. They're building that continuity, and then 5 guys go down in the span of about a week. Now they're trying to figure things out as Charleston looks to counter. 16 guys back from Monterey Bay from last season. You rarely see that at this level.
Yeah, at this level, it's very hard because, you know, some of the young players are looking for other opportunities, and you know, it's normal for players to switch teams between one season and the other. And if you look at the recipe for success for teams like Louisville, it's that exactly. They keep the same core of players.
Here's Maury Donor. Donor works it centrally, just a bit ahead of a streaking Chase Boone. Well, numbers can surge ahead for the Battery. There's Polvara. Rodriguez was making a run. Polvara upended. And there is the whistle.
Well, a lot of ball watching that time defensively from Monterey. Polvara just moving the ball forward with no pressure at all. Look at that. My goodness. Frank Allop not going to be happy about that. 3 players in front of the ball.
Nobody committed to him. This one about as close as you can possibly get to being inside the 18. It's Rodriguez who stands over it. Polvara next to him. Dante Polvara on loan from Scottish Premiership side Aberdeen. And it will be Arturo Rodriguez, the goal scorer, back in the 8th to send this one in. Rodriguez, his ball deflected out. Comes out to Polvara, off a half volley! Fingertip save made by Herrera. A lethal strike nearly made this a level game.
Man, just a beautiful shot. And a second chance opportunity here as the ball is cleared away initially. And then Polvara, he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to go to the top corner. He's almost able to get there.
Just inches away from being a 2-0 lead for Charleston Battery, and it will be a corner kick. First corner of the night for either team. And Swinger, but out of danger. Rodriguez tries to slip one through, intercepted with ease. And now Valesky looks to lead the break. Valesky knocks it out wide. Numbers here for Monterey Bay, looking to equalize, and it's broken up by the captain, A.J. Patterson.
And what a play from Patterson.
There's Maldonado now. Enriquez. Enriquez paces along the touchline, dispossessed. It's Crawford who comes away with it. Former Monterey Bay man. There's Martinez. His cross intercepted. Now Barajas, space to work with. Barajas muscled off of it. Second corner kick coming for the home side.
Great job defensively from Donor. It's not an easy matchup when you have Fidel Barajas in front of you and with possession. This time Barajas not so decisive with the ball, and Donor, he was defensively, and that's why he was able to win that battle. But still an opportunity here from a corner kick for the home side.
Second corner kick of the night for Monterey Bay. Pardon me, for Charleston Battery. Dante Polvara will send this one in. Swinger from Polvara towards the back post, and it's worked over the crossbar. The Battery have a brand new look on and off the field this year, thanks to Hummel, the club's official jersey provider. Check out the full line of new Battery gear, including the custom 2023 primary, secondary, and alternate kits by visiting shop.charlestonbattery.com. Oh, that's certainly a card. Arturo Rodriguez has been booked.
Yeah, that's an easy call for the referee. Donor once again involved in the play. Effort guide to effort guide that time, but Rodriguez just a little bit too late. Donor wants to cut inside.
A yellow card has been issued to Charleston Battery player.
And the foul from Rodriguez.
Yellow card is brought to you by Spink's Convenience Stores, located across South Carolina. Rodriguez still pleading with the referee, Jeremy Shear. Martinez unable to split through traffic. Interception in that final third. There's Boone. Enriquez has a touch. Enriquez knocks it back. Seemed to be a small window of opportunity, but now a chance to counter. It's Rodriguez who muscles his way through a challenge, and then he's taken down from behind. A surefire yellow. Velo Yoseki has been booked.
Well, and now it's Charleston finding counter-attack opportunities. Maybe not ideal. I think it's way too early in the second half. But this time, good anticipation to recover the ball as quickly as they could. And in the middle, Rodriguez takes on the first contact because he knows there's an opportunity. But as soon as he recognizes that Dougie Williams is in offside position, slows down a little bit, takes the contact, and the yellow card is still a good sign for Charleston Battery, especially with Yoseki playing in the middle of the field and a defensive-minded player.
Yellow card brought to you by Spink's Convenience Stores, located across South Carolina. So 2 Monterey Bay players with yellow cards, Yoseki and Walmer Martinez. Foot race. Here's Boone. 0 goals this year for Boone after finishing second of the team with 7 a season ago. To open his account here in 2023. Pulvara. Barajas now. Switched out wide. Really nice ball to Dodson. Dodson punches goalward. And it sneaks off target.
It feels like the game is up in the air at this point, right? I mean,
really does.
It's Monterey with possession. You know, they are dangerous at times. It seems like they are one good pass away from Chuy Enriquez connecting with Waleski inside the box and tying the score. But at the same time, you look for counter-attack opportunities. Charleston, they are close as well. So it's going to be an interesting half an hour here to close this one out.
Quite the difference from what we saw in the first 25 minutes, right? That was completely controlled by Charleston Battery.
Yeah,
since then, it's been pretty evenly played.
Yeah, that's why I thought in the first 25 minutes they had an opportunity to really win the game in the first 25 minutes. And I go back to that Fidel Barajas shot, you know, where I felt like he rushed a little bit, had the opportunity with the 1v1, takes the shot from outside the box, and it goes wide. At that point, you score the second goal. It's a completely different ballgame.
Rodriguez upended in that last foul. As we have reached the hour mark. Charleston Battery with a win today would match its win total from a season ago. The USL and ESPN continues as the summer heats up. Memphis 901 FC and Aaron Malloy head to the Valley of the Sun to face Manuel Arteaga and Phoenix Rising FC. It's Phoenix Rising FC and Memphis 901 FC Saturday, July 1st at 11 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Memphis 901, the former stomping grounds of Charleston headman Ben Pierman, the reigning league coach of the year. Led Memphis to a couple of postseason appearances, 36 wins, 18 losses, 13 draws. Did a remarkable job in Memphis, and he's already done a really good job. I know it's still early, just 10 matches through, but an impressive job done by him so far this year.
It is important, even though it's early, because now you have been able to, you know, forget about having a good season and starting to have trust issues, whether are we good or not. You know they are good. They just need to keep up the consistency, know and understand that, you know, they're going to drop games that they probably should have won, but I think they have a foundation that, you know, will take them at least to the playoffs. The playoffs should be the target for Charleston, and if they keep up this level, I think there's not a doubt in my mind that they will make it.
Last year was the worst season in club history. Aguilar tangled up with Rodriguez. Two cards. You asked Ben Pierman about building confidence, right? Kind of changing the culture here with Charleston. Take a look back at this replay.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's a battle in the middle. You know, sometimes you just have to let the players fire, but, you know, I think it's a good 50-50 call that time from the referee. But yeah, confidence is a big part of the game, John, and, you know, it's not easy when you have a bad season, and yeah, the expectation when you bring a new coaching staff in is that you'll be better. But one thing is to, you know, put it on the board and make plans about it, and then it's completely different to be on the field and win games.
There's Dodson, unable to cut back, well played defensively. But gifted back to Crawford, who takes a tumble, no deflection, and it's a goal kick.
We'll see. This is about the time where both coaching staff might be thinking about making moves. just because of what we were just talking about. The game is pretty much there for both sides, and you know, if you think about being on the road and injuries for Monterey, getting a point out of the match here tonight might feel like a win, honestly. For Charleston, obviously they need to get back into the winning column after what happened last week.
It's Maldonado looking to find that equalizer. Maldonado dances. Maldonado strike. Low effort, not very threatening. Enriquez. Martinez. Ross sent it away. Maldonado settles. Maldonado through traffic, slips ahead. Boone turned away, but a whistle first.
Well, great individual play. The edge of the box from Maldonado. I think, you know, this is probably the first time that we have seen him with the ball. He's able to take on 3 defenders that time. Good feed, but an offside is called, and it's an easy one for the assistant referee. Just a step ahead that time. It was Boone inside the box.
Boone, one of those attacking options for this Monterey Bay squad, which leads the league in goals scored. No goals this year for Boone after finishing second to the team last year with 7 goals. Zoggy Williams, one of the few touches we've seen for him this half. Williams, dispossessed but wins it back. Win. Given away. And then intercepted. You can see Valesky hopping. He wanted that thing over the top. Allen loops it. Dodson, who's been so active today. Crawford's cross towards Williams. Head out of danger. Olvara wide, and the flag is raised.
Your attention, fans, a substitution coming into the match for the Charleston Battery.
And a change coming for Charleston Battery. Andrew Booth, the Jamaican midfielder, heads on in his 2nd season with Charleston. Had an impactful season a year ago. There's substitute of the match for Charleston.
Well, it's not surprising that Ben Pierman has decided to make the move right here. Especially when you're playing at home. You have to be aggressive. You have to go for 3 points. The game right now is in the balance, and it shouldn't.
Enriquez, crafty move. Enriquez cross towards Maldonado. Dodson wins the header.
Charleston, they have to get back to the possession play that they had early on in the game. They might only have to do that for 15, 20 minutes, and they might be able to find that 2nd goal.
It's the style of play that Ben Pierman coached squads have typically played. A lot of possession, high press. We saw that early.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it much since.
Yeah, they need that possession. They need to have the ball back. As it stands right now, and just giving Monterey an opportunity to get back into this game.
Gotta get over.
There's Murray Donor. Donor trying to pick out a target. Header won by Archer. Crawford lifts it to an open man. It's Barajas, works his way free. 2 inside the 18, towards Williams. And Kai Green is there to save the day for Monterey Bay.
What a play from Kai Green. The timing was just perfect from the center back. There were appeals for a foul, no call from the referee. Barajas, a couple of targets. Augie Williams through the middle. And Rodriguez in the far post, but just unable to connect that time, the youngster.
Hands on your feet, make some noise.
It's Robbie Crawford who will take it. This corner kick. The first former Monterey Bay player to play against Monterey Bay. Swinger from Crawford. Headed out of danger. Allen. Trouble for Carlos Herrera. A lovely ball over the top. And there's the whistle. And it is a yellow. Leland Archer showing the yellow card.
And Trey Enriquez is having a game. I mean, he's been solid in the middle. Smart decisions as well. Here's a long ball from Martinez. He knows he needs to control that ball first and then look for Valesky inside the box. He finds a way, get the contact, and then the referee makes the decision for him.
Yellow card brought to you by Spink's Convenience Stores, located across South Carolina. Kai Green and Walmer Martinez, the two who stand over it for Monterey Bay, in search of that equalizer here in the 70th. It's Green who takes it and curls it just high.
A good effort from the center back. It's close enough. You know, sometimes there's an argument of maybe looking for a target inside the box. You have more options other than taking the free kick right on goal. But, you know, I think this time it was a good effort.
A couple of changes on the way. Max Glasser heads on, the first-year pro out of Novato, California. As does Ugo Okoli, making his third appearance of the season. Okoli, a former Golden Boot winner back in 2015-2016 with Cincinnati. He replaced Jesse Maldonado and Chase Boone. Maldonado, who was subbed on earlier with Alex Dixon coming off with an injury.
Yeah, a little bit, you know, frustrating for the player, I'm sure, but you know, when you have Frank Gallup at the helm, you know, there's a conversation there that will happen eventually with Maldonado, so that he understands what the goals are collectively.
Martinez lifts it towards the back post. Glasser was in the area, and it will be a goal kick.
Just like that, we have under 20 minutes left. I mean, I think it's been a good game so far. You know, the rhythm of competition, it's been there. And again, it still feels like, you know, at this point, it could be Charleston with the second goal, or it could be Monterey tying things up.
Absolutely. This is one that early on seemed like it could be very much in favor of the home side. Some pressure applied. So the 8th minute goal, it seemed like first 20, 25 minutes. Could have been a second, could have been a third perhaps. Looking for the handball. Pretty clear. Robbie Crawford. Oh, nice ball to Augie Williams, who was upended. It is a yellow on Moby Fair.
Well, obviously with Augie Williams having a lot of room to work with, looking for long balls is not a bad idea at all. This time a very good one. Augie Williams is able to win that 1v1 matchup. And for, you know, that's the only choice he had, honestly.
Yellow card brought to you by Spink's Convenience Stores located across South Carolina.
If you didn't stop Augie Williams right there, you're basically giving the game away. So,
right.
You know, right decision for Fur.
Williams, potent goal scorer, 13th all-time in USL Championship history. 58 career goals. And if it wasn't him to score, somebody was going to be alongside him to finish off the job.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Rodriguez curls it ahead, flicked goalward, and it clears the crossbar.
So both teams with fresh legs. So it really should be an interesting end to the match because, you know, I do believe there's still an opportunity for Charleston to be a little bit more aggressive. I don't know if they need a lot of possession at this point, but if they find the right outlet in a counterattack situation, they can score that second goal. And for Monterey, I think they're looking better and better. And the most important thing for the visiting side here is the level of play remains the same even after the substitutions. And that's a lot of credit to the coaching staff, especially to Frank Yallop.
Frank Yallop, so experienced. Over 40 years of professional experience as a player and as a coach. Two-time MLS Coach of the Year, now with his 4th USL Championship club. Coley muscled off of it, will be a throw. Oh, here's Ugo Okoli, works one-on-one, crosses towards the back post. Nothing to go for Monterey Bay. Martinez. Enriquez now. Tries to turn the corner. Enriquez taken down. Andrew Booth, the culprit.
You have to give a lot of credit to Monterey. The way they are still competing in this game after the first 25 minutes. At that point, if I was to tell you that in the 75th minute mark, Monterey will have possession, Monterey will be the one creating chances, I mean, that was very hard to believe.
And you add to that, Alex Dixon came off early in this one. They're without 5 starters to begin with entering this match. They're still in the thick of it against the team atop the Eastern Conference standings in Charleston. Martinez plays it short to Enriquez. Enriquez uncorks. Headed out of there. Small danger. It's Glasser now. A substitute. Glasser's cross. Deflects out towards Okoli.
Yes, I'm back.
Charleston able to put out the fire. Enriquez plays one across. Okoli blasts! Off the half volley, Ugo Okoli, nearly the equalizer.
Well, we talked about Monterey creating opportunities, but we also said that they needed to take advantage of them, and put it in the back of the net is the one thing that they need to do right now. They have been able to create a couple of chances in the last 2 minutes, and they haven't finished with a shot on target. That's the challenge at this point for Monterey. They have possession. They need to find a way to put the ball in the back of the net. If they do that, John, they might even have a chance at winning this game.
Yeah, the way this one has been played, absolutely. This match has progressed. Donor. Finds Glasser. Glasser skips one across. Valesky. There's the first shot on target. First time Trey Muse has been tested. First corner kick of the night for Monterey Bay upcoming, but first, a substitution. AJ Cochran heads on, and Barajas comes off.
Sorry, John. For the first time, I think, Monterey, they were able to move the ball quick enough that, they caught Charleston Battery out of position defensively. Valesky takes down the opportunity inside the box and a save that keeps Charleston with the lead. So big moment in the game right now for Monterey.
AJ Cochran, a leader in this club who did not play against San Antonio. Former all-league selection. On his second stint with Charleston, he enters. And Augie Williams clears away the corner. Glasser wins the header. Cross flicked away by Archer. There's Glasser. Surges towards the end line. And it's a goal kick.
What a game from Archer defensively, just clearing the ball away left and right, and especially in the last 5 minutes. Several chances for him to maybe be caught out of position, but haven't happened once. It's the understanding of what your responsibilities are defensively. And right now, Charleston, that's what's winning this game for them. Forget about the start, forget about the goal. It's about how well organized they have been defensively. Also, they're getting a little bit of help when it comes to Monterey. Just a few seconds ago to Colley with a great chance inside the box, but unable to put the shot on frame. You take your chances, but when you're playing at home, if you're Charleston, you have to be better offensively.
There's a foul. You mentioned Leland Archer, the longest tenured player for this Charleston club in his 6th season with the Battery. There is Archer, number 5, in the center of your screen. Martinez inside the final 10 minutes of this one. Charleston Battery looking to avenge its 7-0 loss against San Antonio last time out. Worst defeat in club history. Regardless, they are atop the table in the Eastern Conference. Meanwhile, Monterey Bay trying to snap a 3-match winless streak. First ever meeting between these clubs. It's been an intriguing one so far. Donor lies one ahead. And it heads the opposite way. Another change coming. Simon Dawkins, who made his season debut against New Mexico last time out, will head on for the second time this year. Dawkins, who took about a 3-year absence from club football, was signed by Monterey Bay a season ago, played under Frank Gallup with San Jose Earthquakes while he was on loan from Tottenham. And a former Premier League player with Aston Villa enters late in this one for Monterey Bay.
Yeah, really, Frank Gallup is trying to send the message to the players on the field that they are really going for the equalizer here. Bringing Dawkins in, fresh legs in the middle. Dawkins a little bit better than Yasike with the ball in terms of the build-up and just being able to create more opportunities a lot faster. That's what he's looking as he's trying to bring Dawkins in and try to change the game a little bit, the dynamic in the middle of the field.
Here's Williams. Looking for Booth. Revelar wins it back. They'll have to bring it back.
Your attention, fans. Daniel in Quokka, we have found your social security card, and it is at the Gate 1 box office. Again, Daniel in Quokka, we have your social security card at the
Adrian Revelar getting stretched out. Second year with this club. The back-to-back matches with a goal contribution. Hopefully nothing more than just cramps for this Monterey Bay club that has been just battered by injuries.
Yeah, that's the last thing they need. Frank Gallup, happy to see Revelar get up and get back into the game.
There is Frank Gallup, second season in charge of this club. Year 2 of the club's existence. Here's some space to work with. Valesky slips it through. And Muse falls on it.
It feels like Monterey's going through a similar scenario than what we saw from Charleston in the first half, where they created chances, they dominated possession, but they were not able to score. And Monterey, it's been a while now. I think mostly of the second half they have had possession. They have been able to create chances as well. But similar situation, they just haven't been able to score.
This one at times has felt like a match that could easily be maybe 3 goals in total.
Yeah.
But it's been just 1. Here's Ben Pierman, hoping his side can bounce back, pick up a win today. Courtesy of that 8th-minute goal by Rodriguez, but of course they want more than just that 1. And a win today would match Charleston's win total from the entirety of the 2022 campaign, which was the worst season in the 30-year history of this Charleston club. One of the oldest continuously operating clubs in the U.S., along with Richmond Kickers. It's been since 1993. This Charleston club has been in existence. Here's Dawkins. Valesky trying to sneak it out wide. Throw incoming. Trey Muse hasn't had to do all too much today. Just that 1 shot that he saved. This comes after allowing 7 goals last time out against San Antonio. That was so uncharacteristic of this team. Entering that match, in the first 9 matches of the year, they'd only allowed 8 on the season. They allowed 7 in 1 match.
That's why it's so important to get the result here tonight, as the game is shaping up to be a 1-0 score. You know, this would not only allow them to get back into the winning column, but as well defensively, you know, to keep a clean sheet. It's something that it's very important, especially after you have conceded 7 goals in 1 game.
Mario ball towards Akoli. Andrew Booth, second-year battery man. There's Declan Wynn, member of the New Zealand national team. He was born in South Africa. Revelar. approaching the
Your
90th.
fans, Evan Bevel, please have your driver's license at the Gate 1 box office. Again, Evan Bevel, please report to the Gate 1 box office to recover your driver's license.
There's Dawkins. Most veteran player on this team, the 35-year-olds. Enriquez. Allen flips it away from him. Coley looking for Valesky, just could not connect.
Gotta hook the ball, Augie!
There's Williams. Gonna hold it up, can't do so. Turns it right back. Dawkins out wide for Max Glasser. Oh, Donor stays on it. Donor's cross headed away by Rodriguez. The goal scorer getting the job done at the defensive end.
Yeah, and a lot of credit goes to Rodriguez. He has been able to recognize that this time it's not about scoring. It's about, you know, keeping the score as it is, and they need him defensively. Monterey putting Charleston under pressure for a while now. We're at the 90th minute mark, which is, you know, it's a guarantee that everybody on the field for Charleston right now is tired, and so the level of concentration needs to be at its highest.
Rodriguez through for Dodson. His cross headed out of there by Kai Green. Three minutes of added time. Extra time brought to you by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. Palmer Martinez. His cross cleared away with ease. Something Monterey Bay worked a lot on in training this week, sending in crosses.
Injury time is sponsored by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. Don't let an injury hurt your
Donor works one-on-one. His ball headed out of there.
To find out how they can get you back in the game. Fans are reminders that the official time is kept on the field by the referee. Thank you.
Martinez can't sneak it through. Well played by Dodson. Looking like a gymnast out there. Here's Martinez. Martinez cross off the head of Glasser, then the back of Declan Wynn. Kept in play, curling cross. Headed over the end line, and a corner kick on the way. Well, a change coming. Joe Schmidt will head on for our Heineken man of the match, the goal scorer, Arturo Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's a very good showing from Rodriguez, not only because of what he was able to do offensively, but especially here in the second half, making, again, the effort plays. It's one thing to make it with the ball, John, but without the ball, to be there for your teammates defensively, a great performance for Arturo Rodriguez.
Before the ball is even played in, there's contact inside the box. This will be sorted out here by Jeremy Shear.
Credit card recovered at the merchandise stand. Mindy Whipper, your credit card is at the merchandise stand. Please proceed to the merchandise stand to pick up your lost item.
East Coast versus West Coast. First ever meeting between these clubs. Coming down to the wire. Joey Enriquez has been one of the bright spots today for the visitors. We'll take this corner. Enriquez ball headed out of there. Williams Gonna race ahead, put this one on ice. He's content just to waste some time here. Ben Pierman and company just seconds away from matching last year's win total. Here's Crawford, the former Monterey Bay man. Booth. Thompson lifts it for Booth. Mike stays down. Will be a goal kick. Last gasp effort for the Crispin Kelp. Martinez feet intercepted. And there is the whistle. In the entirety of last season, Charleston Battery picked up 6 wins. Through 11 matches this year, they have matched that total. 1-0 the final, the 8th minute goal by Arturo Rodriguez. Jose, your final thoughts on this one?
It's a good result for Charleston. Maybe not the way they want it, because, they didn't perform at their level offensively. But guess what? They went back to basic defensively, and that's how you win games sometimes at that professional level. You put a good effort defensively, most likely you'll get 3 points, and that's exactly what happened here tonight for Charleston Battery. Well done against a tough team in Monterey Bay.
1-0 is the final. Charleston Battery takes down Monterey Bay. Final score brought to you by Wicked Weed. Stay tuned for a post-match. We'll put a bow on things on ESPN+.
Think big. Something life-changing. I'm talking education. Let's get inventive. Blow things up in a good way. Do it for 20 years? Wake up and education has received billions in funding. Who does all this? If you've ever played one of these or these, that would be you. Yeah, thank you.
Charleston is located in the Low Country of South Carolina.
The history here, it runs deep, and you can't imagine being anyplace else. This place is magical.
This is an important time for the black and yellow.
Augie Williams, the shot, score! Unbelievable! The Battery will win it!
Trey Muse gets the job done.
One 0 the final score here from Patriots Point. The Battery victorious, matching their win total from a season ago. Final score brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing. John Gross alongside Jose Rodriguez. So happy to have you with us. And Jose, a look at our final match highlights brought to you by Bud Light.
Early goal here for Charleston. They needed this goal after what happened last week. A good combination. It all starts on the right side with Dodson to the middle with Fidel Barajas. Off to a great start, the youngster. Then he slowed down a little bit, but this a nice feed for Arturo Rodriguez. He takes the left-footed strike into the back of the net. It goes off to a great start. And for Charleston, they continue to create opportunities early in the second half. Shot from outside the box, and what a save that was. Fulvera just at the right time. The hand from the goalkeeper sending the ball to the corner kick. Unfortunately for Monterey, they had a lot of possession, especially in the second half, John, but they were just not able to score. Only one shot on target, and it was not a goal.
Yeah, that one shot on target was a pretty easy save for Trey Muse at that, as Charleston Battery claimed the 1-0 victory at home here at Patriots Point. And the first ever meeting between these two clubs that border their respective oceans. Tonight at the Atlantic side of things, it's Charleston Battery moving to 5-2-3, 21 points. They stay atop the East. Monterey Bay drops to 3-4-4, still 13 points. Thanks to all of you for joining us, for our entire phenomenal crew, my broadcast partner, Jose Rodriguez. I'm John Gross saying so long from Patriots Point. This has been USL Championship on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.